Good morning, Year 4, and welcome to Monday's lesson. So today we're simplifying mixed number fractions. So just to recap what a mixed number fraction is, it's when you've got a whole number, so something that hasn't been split into parts, and then you've got a fraction, which is when you're looking just at part of a whole. So you've got the picture here to show you. We've got 1 whole and 3/4. So you've got a whole fraction, and then you've got a pizza split. Now the denominator tells you how many parts you have, 1, 2, 3, 4, and the numerator, remember, tells you how many parts we're looking at, so 1, 2, 3. So this is not a whole pizza, so that's why it's 1 whole and 3/4. That's a mixed number fraction. Now here on the second part we have got another picture, and this pizza's been split. Even though it's been split, it's still a whole pizza. And then we've got 3/4 here. So this is the same as 1 whole and 3/4. Even though this has been split, it's still a whole number. So today we're going to simplify fractions, which basically means that we're going to make the fraction as small as possible while it's still equivalent. So I'll just explain that to you. So here we've got Ravi, and say he's got a cake. He's got 1 whole cake, and then he's got 5/12. Now that's where the 1 whole comes from here, and the 5/12, because this cake has been split into 12 parts and we're just looking at 5 of them. Now you cannot simplify a whole. You can't make a whole number smaller, but you can make a fraction smaller. Now if we have a look here, we've got 5/12. How can we simplify that fraction? Now we still want it to be equivalent, so we still want it to be the same. It's just going to look a bit different. So what you need to think about is what number you can divide 12 and 5 by that is the same. So when we were doing equivalent fractions the other day, we spoke about, to make an equivalent fraction, you had to multiply or times the fraction by the same. So whatever you did to the bottom, you did to the top. So we need to look for a number that can divide 12 and 5. Now, when you're simplifying a number, you're looking to divide the denominator and the numerator by the highest number that can fit into both. But let's just start off. Can you divide both of these numbers by 1? Yes, you can. 1 fits into both, but that's a small number. Does the number 2 fit into both? Well, no, it doesn't, does it? 2, 4, 6 doesn't fit into 5. Does the number 3 fit into both? Let's see if it fits into 5, 3, 6. No, it doesn't. Does the number 4 fit into both? 4, 8. 4 doesn't fit into 5. Does the number 5 fit into both? Well, 5 fits into 5, but 5 doesn't fit into 12. Look, 5, 10, 15. And then you could try, although when you get to 5, you need to stop because nothing greater than 5 is going to fit into 5. So actually, this fraction cannot be simplified. Simplified means to be made smaller than it already is, because there's no number that fits into both of these numbers. You can't divide both these numbers by the same number. And if you actually have a look at this picture here, this doesn't look like it could be any other fraction. So this would stay as 1 whole and 5/12, because that fraction cannot be simplified. It cannot be made any smaller than it already is. So let's have a look at another example. We've got Emma here, and she's got 1 whole cake and 4/12. Again, this fraction is 4/12 because this cake has been split into 12 parts and we're looking at 4 parts. Now, we can't simplify the whole, so the whole will always stay as 1, but we may be able to simplify this fraction. Remember, simplify means to make smaller. So we're going to look for a number that 4 and 12 can be divided by. So again, we'll start at the number 1. Does 1 fit into both of these? Yes, it does. Okay, does the number 2 fit into both? Well, 2 does fit into 4, doesn't it? 2, 4. It also fits into 12. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. But let's see if we can go higher, because we're looking for the highest possible number. Does 3 fit into both? Well, no, because 3 doesn't fit into 4, does it? 3, 6. Does 4 fit into both? Well, 4 fits into 4. Does 4 fit into 12? 4, 8, 12. Yes, it does. 4 fits into both 4 and 12. So we're going to divide both of these numbers by 4. So remember, whatever you do to the top, you have to do to the bottom. So how many 4s fit into 4? That's 1. And how many 4s fit into 12? 4, 8, 12. that is 3. So 4/12, if you simplify it to make it smaller, is equivalent to 1/3. Now, if we look at this picture up here, you can see 4/12, but I just want you to picture it again. So if I just split this into 3 parts, just look at the red lines, look 1 part, 2 part, 3 parts, then 1/3 is coloured in, which is what we found anyway when we did division, but that's just for you to see it pictorially. So 1 and 4/12 simplified is 1 and 1/3. Now remember, you do not change the whole number, you cannot simplify the whole number. We've just simplified that fraction into that. So these two fractions are equivalent. When we simplified it, we just made it the smallest it can possibly be. We cannot divide 4, so we tried to divide it by 1, 2, 3 and 4. We can't go any higher than 4 because that number is 4, so you can't divide by anything higher than that number. Let's have a look at another example. So we've got Lulu, she's got 2 whole cakes, which is that, and then she's got 3/12. So this cake's been split into 12 and we're looking at 3 of them. Now remember, we can't simplify the whole number, so that stays the same. So we're looking at simplifying 3/12. Remember, simplifying is making it smaller and equivalent. So we've got 3/12. We're going to make it smaller, so we're dividing. So what is the highest number we can possibly divide by that would fit into both? Again, we'll start with 1. Does 1 fit into 3 and 12? Well, of course it does, because 1 can fit into every number. Does 2 fit into 3 and 12? No, it doesn't. 2, 4. That does not fit into 3. Does 3 fit into 3 and 12? Well, 3 obviously fits into 3. Does 3 fit into 12? 3, 6, 9, 12. Yes, it does. We can't divide by any number higher than 3. So in this one, because the numerator is 3. So we're going to divide both of them by 3, because whatever you do to the top, you do to the bottom. So how many 3's fit into 3? Well, that's obviously 1. And then how many 3's fit into 12? So do your 3 times table. 3, 6, 9, 12. That is 4. So 3/12 simplified is 1/4 or 1/4. It's equivalent, it's just been simplified into the smallest possible fraction. Now again here, you can see that this is 3/12. But again, if we just look at the red lines that I'm going to draw as best I can, if we split this cake into 4 parts now, look, 1 part is shaded in. So 2 3/4 simplified is 2, because the whole number stays the same, and 1/4 because we've simplified that fraction down. Okay, so this is your task today, this exact same sheet that you've got on Purple Mash. So you've got a mix number fraction 2 and 4/12, and here's it showing it pictorially. So when you're answering this question, remember the whole number stays the same, you just need to simplify 4/12. So you put the 2 there. Now on a piece of paper, or however you want to do it, I would write 4/12, and then you need to simplify this. So you need to see what number both can be divided by. So you start with 1, yes, 1 goes into both. Then you start with 2. 2 goes into 4, 2, 4, and 2 goes into 12, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. I'm going to try 3 now. 3 does not fit into both because 3 doesn't fit into 4. Does 4 fit into 4? Yes. Does 4 fit into 12? Yes. So you divide both of them by 4. Now you've decided what you're dividing by, you need to find the new fraction. So 4 divided by 4 is 1. 12 divided by 4, do your 4 times table, 4, 8, 12 is 3. So it's 1/3. So it'd be 2 and 1/3. And then do the same for that. So all you're doing is keeping the whole number, writing that fraction, and then simplifying it by choosing a number to divide by that fits into both. And then here, look, you've got, without the pictures, you've got 2 and 6/8. So the whole number stays the same. And then what you're doing here to the 6/8 is you're deciding which number to divide by. So you start at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. See which is the highest number that fits into both. It has to be able to fit into both. Divide it by that number and you get your new fraction, and then write it in the box. And it's the same for this. So they're giving you the structure here to help you. And then these two questions are the same here. Look, you've got to simplify the fraction using division. Now, when you get to question 3, it says circle the mixed numbers that are in the simplest form. So which ones have been simplified? So what you need to look at is, can you simplify 3/5 anymore? So let's have a look. 1 fits into both, yes. Does 2 fit into both? No. 2, 4. Does 3 fit into both? 3 fits into 3, but 3 doesn't fit into 5. So 3, 6, no it doesn't. So that is at its simplest form. That fraction cannot be simplified anymore. And then you check the next one. 9 and 4/10. So let's look at the 4/10. 1 fits into both, okay, that's fine. Does 2 fit into both? 2, 4, yeah. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, yeah. So far we know we can divide it by 2. Does 3 fit into both? No, it doesn't, because 3 can't fit into 4 equally. Does 4 fit into both? Well, 4 fits into 4, but 4 does not fit into 10. 4, 8, 12. So this can be divided by 2. So this is not in its simplest form. So we wouldn't circle that because that's not in its simplest form. So you'd have to go through each one and check whether it could be divided into another fraction. This one here says match the mixed numbers with the simplest form. So here are your mixed number fractions, and you need to match it to the simplest form. So straight away here, if I'm on this one, 1 and 8/12, it's either going to be 1 and 2/3 or 1 and 1/3, because the whole number's 1 and we don't change the whole number, do we? So I need to know, does 8/12 in its simplest form look like 2/3 or 1/3? So you'd look, what number can 8 and 12 be divided by? So does 1 fit into 8 and 12? Yes, it does. Does 2? Does 3? Does 4? And so on. And then you would work out the simplest form and match it. Is it that one or that one? So remember, the whole number stays the same. And then you're looking for the highest number that can be divided into the numerator and the denominator. And then you work that out. If you need any help, then message me on the blog. If not, have a great day and I will speak to you tomorrow. Bye.